So when learning a new programming language, there are a few things you want to tackle. First is learning how to output things, outputs, learning how to get input from the user, inputs, learning how to store information, so storage, and learning how to do things with your information that you have, which we can call processing. Let's start with outputs. The easiest way to output something in Python is using the print function, which takes in a argument. For instance, I could put in a 10, and that's the thing it's going to display to the screen. So I could print a 10. There's different types of data in Python. So right now I'm printing what's called an integer. That's a positive or negative whole number. I could print a decimal number or a floating point number, like 6.89. I can also print true or false. These are called Boolean values. And I can also print text. The famous first program people write is hello world. And this is text, and text always goes in quotes. Hello world. That's how we display information to the screen. How do we get information from the user, or inputs? Well, we use this function called input. And it also takes an argument, and it takes in a prompt. So some text that you want to display to the user so they know what to input. For instance, I can write, please enter your name. All right. Now if I run this, I can enter my name. Let's say my name's Jeff. And now that's been inputted. The problem is right now is it's not stored anywhere. I've gotten the user's input, but I haven't stored it. And that's where storage comes into play. And the main mechanism of storage in Python is creating variables. So I can call, for instance, a variable x equals input, please enter your name. And now whatever they enter gets stored inside x. And that's what this equal sign means. It doesn't really mean equality in the mathematical sense. It means x is going to store whatever is in here. So it means assignment. We're going to assign this to be inside of x. All right? So now when I run this, I can enter Jeff, and Jeff gets stored inside of x. Now let's just say I want to print whatever I entered. Well, whatever I entered is going to be stored in x, and I can print x. And this isn't going to print x, the text, because if I wanted to print an actual x, I'd have to write print x like that. If I just write print x, it's going to print whatever's stored in my variable called x. So if I run this, I type in Jeff, it then prints out Jeff, like so. Now, what's cool in Python is you can actually add strings or text together. For instance, I could say hello, and then I can add my whatever's in my x here. So if I run this, I could enter Jeff, and it prints out hello, Jeff. And it's also better to give my names, my variable names, things that are related to what they're storing. So perhaps I can call this user name. Then I'll add user name here. So if let's put it in a different name this time, Mike, hello Mike. So in Python we can easily, it's called concatenation, we can add text or strings, it's the formal name, together. So that's storage. For another example, we could store any data type that we talked about before. Maybe x can be 10 and y can be 30, and then we can print out inside this print statement, you can also, or function, you can also include arithmetic. For instance, I could print out x plus y. Well, x is 10 and y is 30, so if we print x plus y, it's going to evaluate what x plus y is and then print it. So we should get 40, and we do. All right. And let's say we want to get the user's age. Well, we can create a variable called user's age, and we can write input. And let's say, please enter your age. And let's say I want to figure out what year they were born. So let's store the current year. It's 2024 right now. And we'll get their age, and we can tell what year they're born by taking the current year and minusing the user's age. So let's see if that works. We'll run this. Please enter your age. I'm going to make an age up. Let's say 35. As you can see, it's taking its time here, but something's not right. And it might give us an error if we give it more time. But the issue is, when we use this input function, it's actually going to store whatever we enter as text. So when I enter 35, I just didn't enter it. See, it says unsupported operand, gives some weird error. The problem is when I say user's age is equal to input, it stores it as text. So when I write 35, it's really the computer is seeing it like this, as 35. And then it goes here and it tries to take current year, which is an integer, a number, and it tries to subtract text from a number. It gets confused. How do I subtract text from a number? And it gives an error. There's a way around this. You can actually convert text to a number. If it looks something like, if it actually just has numbers in it, you can convert it to a number by using this function called int, which is short for integer. So you can put all of this inside this function int, and int converts whatever is inside here to a number, to an integer. Let's try it again now. Please enter your age. I'll do 35 again, and enter, and it says I was born in 1989. So that is how we do outputs in Python, inputs, and storage, and next time we'll talk about processing.